Other news, court hearing to begin May the 30th as tribunal gives Obi and Atiku 3 weeks to prove cases. Protesters gather at court fails to seat a Jones Seun Kuti trial to Wednesday. And President Buhari presides over extraordinary FEC meeting, 6 days to hand over. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I am Simisola Chigun. The Presidential Election Petition Court has given 3 weeks to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi, to prove their cases regarding the outcome of the 2023 presidential election. In order to ensure a speedy hearing of the petition during a proceeding at the Court of Appeal in Abuja on Tuesday, the court said there would be no oral examination of witnesses and that the adoption of witness statements will be required. The Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi's hearing is to commence on May 30 and end June 23, while the PDP's Atiku was also given 3 weeks to prove his case, with hearing commencing on May 30 and ending on June 20th. Hearing for the consolidated suit is to commence on May 30 across board, and the tribunal is also expected to sit all week, including on Saturdays. The trial of Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti for alleged assault has been stalled following the absence of Adiola Olatubosun of the Magistrates Court in Yaba, Lagos. The singer was scheduled to be arraigned before the court on Tuesday, but the chief magistrate was alleged to be on an official assignment, and this stalled proceedings. Ahead of the singer's trial on Tuesday, demonstrators were seen outside the court carrying banners and inscriptions of, in quote, "Free Seun Kuti" and "End Police Brutality." Some of the protesters accused the police of collaborating with the magistrate to frustrate the trial.
We have been brutalized, raped, maimed, killed, and organs harvested in police custody, as been seen in Anambra State today. And the Nigerian people have been under the brutality of the Nigerian police. And today, just like Sir Sultan sang, one day, bushmeat go catch the hunter. The time has come where the Nigerian people will begin to resist their oppressors and begin to fight back. The time has come where the Nigerian people must take their destinies in their hands and rise and face their oppressors. We are not going to stay calm. If they think this is just a mini demonstration, we are not going to stay calm. Just like Comrade Kunle has said, we are using this as a warning to the police. Seun must be released between now, unconditionally, between now and tomorrow.
And we want to assure you that you have a lot to do with your cameras. So as it is, we know that those people in Kpanti feels that we are going to be unorganized, but they know us. They know that we are masters in these strategies. So they should not worry. We are going to take our actions as it's supposed to be. And we are going to be carrying along the Nigerian press. And it's very possible. We will never continue like this.
We can't continue like this.
And that revolution that they think they can delay, they can never deny.
With 6 days left till his exit from office, President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday presided over an extraordinary Federal Executive Council meeting at the chamber in the State House, Abuja. The second extraordinary FEC meeting in 2 weeks comes about 24 hours before the valedictory council meeting on Wednesday, May 24th. At the meeting, the president launched the second Niger Bridge and other critical infrastructures developed under his administration. The launch, which was done virtually before the commencement of the extraordinary meeting, involved 3 bridges, 3 secretariats, and 1 road project undertaken by his administration.
The projects that we hand over today
apart from others such as rail, sea, and airports, gas pipeline projects that have been previously completed, symbolize our country's sharp focus on delivering prosperity. First, let me speak on the three bridges. The Ecom Bridge is meant to boost trade in and around the Calabar port and free zone and facilitate transport connectivity from the south-south through the north-central to the northeast. This is a bridge across river itself. Next is the second Niger Bridge, which has been long in the making and is certainly now a reality. It is a bridge of choice across the river Niger to bring relief to those crossing from the southeast to southwest. And finally, the Loko-Oweto Bridge across the river Benue to provide a shorter connectivity for those traversing from Benue to Nasarawa and the Federal Capital Territory.
In his remarks, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, said the construction of the infrastructure generated economic activities around them, providing means of livelihood for hundreds of thousands who worked there.
With traditional rulers and with the people of Nigeria, unveils three major bridges: the Loko-Oweto Bridge, the second Niger Bridge, and the Ecom Bridges. A completed section of over 200 kilometers of road on the Kano-Kaduna Highway and three new federal secretariats in Guzo, Awka, and Yenagoa. Today, Mr. President will connect Benue to Nasarawa on the Loko-Oweto Bridge, Cross River to Benue on the Ecom Bridge, and Anambra to Delta on the second Niger Bridge, and literally connect many parts of Nigeria to themselves. In the same vein, we will link Kano to Kaduna on the Kaduna Highway, on the Kaduna-Kano Highway, and we will impact Zamfara, Bayelsa, and Anambra again directly through their secretariats. This is a story of development and a story of people, all of which cannot be fully told here. These are some of the attempts by this government to push back against multidimensional poverty, because the Loko-Oweto Bridge now reduces travel time to Abuja by 4 hours. And with the second Niger Bridge, it will now take only a few minutes instead of hours to cross the River Niger, which is a crossing of approximately 1.5 kilometers. We have delivered the second Niger Bridge. We have delivered 200 kilometers out of 365 kilometers of the Kano-Abuja Highway, and we have delivered 114 kilometers of the 127 kilometers Lagos-Ibadan Highway. Mr. President, please permit me to pause here by those who may wonder why the Lagos-Ibadan Highway is not being commissioned also today. There's a critical section in the 4-kilometer last mile to Lagos, and it's technical, but what has delayed it really is we found black cotton soil under the pavement, and we have decided that we will remove it and we will replace it so that we do a proper job instead of a hurried commissioning. So that will be deferred to the next administration, and the expected completion date is 30th of June.
President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Senate to approve 16 billion naira as refund to the Borno state government through the issuance of promissory notes. Buhari's letter of request was read at plenary by President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan. The president said the refund is meant to pay for the construction of federal roads embarked upon by the Borno government.
Dear distinguished Senate President, request for resolutions of the National Assembly for the reimbursement of the sum of 16 billion 772 million 486,002 naira 19 kobo to Borno State government through the issuance of promissory notes in respect of federal road projects executed by the state. The distinguished Senate President may wish to be informed that the Federal Executive Council, FEC, at its meeting of May 3rd, 2023, approved the reimbursement of the sum of 16,772,496,002 naira 19 kobo to the Borno State government through the issuance of promissory notes in respect of federal road projects executed by the state. The extract from the conclusion of the meeting of FEC referenced EC 14-2023-6 and the committee's report to FEC is attached as Appendix 1. The distinguished Senate President may wish to note that the FEC had earlier approved the reimbursement of the sum of 3,084,769,393 naira 63 kobo to Borno State as its meeting of February 1st, 2023, along with the approval of the sum of 6,601,769,470 naira 99 kobo for reimbursement to Plateau State government. My request for the resolution of National Assembly for the issuance of promissory notes to the two states has already been forwarded to the National Assembly.
Ahead of the June 13 inauguration of the 10th Senate, a group, the South-South Women Compatriots, have kicked against the aspiration of former Akwa Ibom State Governor Godswill Akpabio to head the upper legislative chamber, saying he is a threat to women across the country. The group, which says it is constituted of about 60% of women in the country, declared Akpabio unfit to head the Red Chamber, citing many reasons to justify its stand. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Ima Ubong, national women leader of the group, said Nigerian women will not feel safe should the former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs emerge president of the Senate.
Where the Nigerian women find it disheartened that the name of the president-elect will be peddled as having endorsed Akpabio. We don't want to believe that his silence means consent. The president, as a matter of urgency, must come out to disassociate himself from this Akpabio. We call on His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu to come out and tell Nigerians his position, because some reports have been allegedly that he is the one behind Akpabio. We should tell Nigerians now. We are giving the president-elect, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and others, 7 days to revise their decision on Akpabio, if it is true that they are the ones behind him, or we will protest naked on the street of Abuja to drive home our demand. Your Excellency, please hearken to our plea.
The Bayelsa State government has been called upon to take urgent and immediate action on the Bayelsa Oil and Environmental Commission report. The report, titled An Environmental Genocide, Counting the Human Cost of Oil in Bayelsa, Nigeria, was presented to Governor Duwoye Diri at the House of Lords in London. The report captured over 60 years of oil exploration and pollution in the oil-rich state. The BSOEC, established in March 2019 by former Governor Seriake Dixon, revealed that abnormally high concentration of toxic heavy metals were found in the soil and waters in Bayelsa oil communities. The report also attributed the massive pollution to oil and gas exploration and production by oil firms and recommended a remediation fund of $12 billion for 12 years. Environmentalists have been reacting to the Bayelsa State Commission report on the environmental degradation that has plagued the Niger Delta region for 50 years. The Executive Director, Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nemo Bassi, who spoke in an interview with TV360 Nigeria, said the federal government and oil companies should be held responsible for neglect leading to the decades of old oil spills. Calling on the government to hasten into action, Bassi said the urgent cleanup is necessary to safeguard the lives and livelihood of residents in the Niger Delta region.
Oil companies in Nigeria have totally captured the political structures, and they are the driving seats of policies in the petroleum sector. This has happened because over the years, the Nigerian government has operated under joint venture partnerships with the companies. The Nigerian government usually holds the higher percentage in the stakes, which means that the pollution that we've seen across the Niger Delta can be rightly apportioned to the Nigerian government, the Nigerian government corporations, as well as the international oil companies. And this is precisely the reason why the government is unable to regulate the sector or even to take action. That's why they couldn't stop gas flaring. 65 years of continuous, regular, routine gas flaring. And despite deadlines set since 1984, we are just hearing about government saying they will stop gas flaring by 2030, according to World Bank projections. And so we've got a situation where the government is totally complicit in the degradation of the region. And as you rightly mentioned, life expectancy is criminally low at 40 or 41 years. This is totally unacceptable. The entire Niger Delta is extremely polluted. The Bayelsa report has only highlighted what has been recorded in Bayelsa State. And I should say at this point that Bayelsa State is one of the most polluted states in the oil belt in Nigeria. And so it's like, this is the time that the government should respond to it. But since Bayelsa State received that report, we've not heard a word from the federal government, from the Ministry of Environment, or even from the National Petroleum Corporation. From 1958 to date, from the region, may not be sufficient to clean up the mess, because we're having deep-seated pollution across the region. In Ogoni region, during the ongoing cleanup, it was found that in some places, pollution has gone as deep as 10 meters into the ground. And as you saw from the Bayelsa report, hydrocarbons in the Bayelsa region has polluted the water to a level that is 1 million times above safe limits. It's completely unthinkable, but that's the reality. And I should mention also that as we speak now, there's an oil well fire that has been burning since April 2020. That is for 3 years, more than 3 years now. It's been burning off the coast of Ondo State, and no one has stopped it, and nothing's been done about it as far as we know. And so it's complete impunity in the area.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, UK bars Nigerian students from migrating with family members from January 2024. There are details of the story and more after this break. Welcome back. Let's take a recap of our top stories tonight. The Presidential Election Petition Court has given 3 weeks to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi, to prove their cases regarding the outcome of the 2023 presidential election. Hearing for the consolidated suit is to commence on May 30 across board, and the tribunal is also expected to sit all week, including Saturdays. We also told you that the trial of Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti for alleged assault has been stalled following the absence of Adiola Olatibosun of the Magistrates Court in Yaba, Lagos. The singer was scheduled to be arraigned before the court on Tuesday, but the Chief Magistrate was alleged to be on an official assignment, and this stalled proceedings. Ahead of the singer's trial on Tuesday, demonstrators were seen outside the court carrying banners and accused the police of collaborating with the magistrate to frustrate the trial. In case you missed any of our news bulletins, for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. on Facebook or TV360 online. China is likely to see its COVID-19 wave peak at about 65 million infections a week towards the end of June, while health authorities rush to bolster their vaccine arsenal to target the latest Omicron variant. Respiratory disease specialist Zhong Nanshan at a biotech conference in the southern city of Guangzhou estimates a surge with immunity across the country's 1.4 billion residents, weighing in nearly 6 months after Beijing's sudden dismantling of COVID-0 curbs saw coronavirus run rampant. The XBB variant has been fueling resurgence in cases across China since late April and is expected to result in 40 million infections a week by the end of May, before peaking at 65 million a month later. We'll take another short break and return with more stories in business. Do stay with us.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Let's now join Folashade Ogorinde for more updates in business. Over to you now, Folashade.
Well, many thanks, Simisola. In business, the federal government has announced that no unlicensed petroleum product dealer will be allowed to load products from June 1st, 2023. The government gave the warning in Abuja through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority at a stakeholders' engagement on gas utilization in Nigeria. The objective of the engagement was to enlighten operators on the need to urgently obtain the requisite petroleum storage license and to engender the transition from white products to gas. President Muhammadu Buhari has commissioned the newly built Nigeria Customs Service corporate headquarters in Abuja. At a news conference on Monday, the Deputy Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, said the new smart corporate headquarters cost the NCS 19.6 billion naira. Adeniyi added that the construction of the building commenced in 2007, following the need to build a befitting edifice for the service. We'll take a breather now and be back with a review of the stock market. To stay with us. The market capitalization of the Nigerian Exchange Limited continued to appreciate at the close of trading on Tuesday, while the all-share index moved to 52,621.19 from 52,369.13 recorded on Monday. The market cap moved to 28.6 trillion naira at the close of trading, recording a gain of 14 billion naira. Now, in the aggregate, 114 NGX-listed equities participated in trading, ending with 33 gainers and 15 losers. Transcorp Nigeria led the gainers with 9.85% share price appreciation, closing at ₦2.90 per share, followed by Triple G and Co. On the losing side, Chelo Rams and Sony Assurance Limited came out last with a combined loss of ₦2.01. Now, at the end of today's trading session, a total of 350 million units of shares valued at over 5 billion naira exchanged hands in 5,946 deals. Now, while the bulls held sway on the NGX, same cannot be said for select global stocks as the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei, as these equities had a bearish day. So what could be the reason for this downturn? We see that forecast busting public sector borrowing figures today set a tone for a downbeat session by the FTSE 100 index. Now, the latest lackluster performance by London shares came amid more uncertainty due to the ongoing US debt ceiling negotiations. And that's it on business news and stock market review. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Folashade, for the update. And the United Kingdom has put in place a law that will stop Nigerian students and others from studying in the UK from bringing family as dependents except under specific circumstances. This is as the UK government aims to bring down the country's immigration figure, which stands at about 1 million. Under the new rule, the UK will remove the permission for international students to switch out of the student route and into work routes before their studies have been completed to prevent misuse of the visa system. This change takes effect from January 2024 to allow students starting courses in the UK time to plan to adapt to the new rules. Well, it's now time for Entertainment Report on News Now.
The Edis Award is set to enter its 16th edition, and organizers have announced that entries for the 2023 edition can start rolling in. This edition review starts from songs and projects released from January 2022 to March 2023. The 16th edition follows the previous edition, which was held in Atlanta, Georgia, which was the first time the award was leaving Nigeria. The window for submission of each songs and projects closes Friday, June 16, 2023. Being a significant determinant of success in Nigerian music, the award has been won by Nigeria's biggest superstars, with Olamide, Wizkid and Emma Agbaga becoming the three superstars with the most awards. Like previous years, the 2023 edition can be expected to be highly contested, especially the highly coveted Next Rated prize, which has become the most heated in the awards history. Nigerian musician Davido recently revealed how he once slept in a French studio during his early days as a musician. He revealed that his burning passion for music once drove him to escape his family's magnificent $60 million residence and seek solace in a French studio. In an interview, Davido acknowledged that some individuals initially attributed his prosperous career to his father's wealth. However, he emphasized that his talent in hard work ultimately won people over, dismissing any doubt about his capabilities. While many are captivated by stories of rising from humble beginnings, Davido clarified that he hadn't experienced extreme hardship. That's it on the entertainment segment of News Now. Tamilore Akinkolia, TV360 Nigeria.
And in sports, Bukayo Saka has signed a new long-term contract at Arsenal. The Premier League club announced this on Tuesday. The England forward played a pivotal role in the club's unsuccessful title push this season, scoring 14 goals in all competitions as well as providing 11 assists. The 21-year-old joined Arsenal as an 8-year-old and has featured in all of the team's Premier League matches over the past 2 seasons. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has welcomed the new deal, which will reportedly keep Saka in North London until 2027. Well, that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Simisola Atikun.